Hey guys, Orla here from your Women's Gear Review channel, and today we are reviewing the Laneway Belt Bag from Bellroy. In this review, we have sectioned it off into a wee summary, features, fit check, comfortability, how it feels on the female body. We're going to do a wee water test, run through some pros and cons, and then rounding up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed regarding this little sling out belt bag, then just drop us a wee comment below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is one of their latest, newest belt bags, and this is priced around £65. This is made up of recycled material, and Bellroy did a great job in explaining that over on their website. The links are below. The dimensions of this sling are 13.5 by 25 by 5.5 centimeters. And it is just a weight of 0.36 pounds. And a wee tiny litre of 2 litres. Bellroy offer a 3-year warranty, 100-day free returns, and the shipping will depend on where you are in the world, depending if you are however amount over, then you will get it for free. This is in the fawn, and you can also get it in the sea kelp and the ink. This is different, definitely a good different in terms of like the shape and style. I want to say it's a little bit more girly, but I don't really like that word. But I just feel like in comparison to the kind of other slings that I reviewed, this is definitely more of a girly feel to it. It is just a wee 2 litre, so it's really easy to just shove everything in and keep it as minimal as possible, where there is that flexibility to kind of max it out. As you can see, it kind of takes to its shape though, so be careful of what you have in there. It does kind of stick out, but it has that water resistant material, so you know everything in there is well safe and looked after, and there is sufficient padding around it. Like regardless of the kind of material here, they do still have a thick coating here, so I have like camera gear and phone and tech things in there, then I feel grand with it. So in regards to the kind of brand, and they've kept it quite minimal here. They have a little bit on the front which is kind of raised up. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of it because it feels like it's going to come off, but during testing it's been absolutely grand, and that is your only kind of imprinted kind of branding. On the inside they do have like their tags and stuff, which is absolutely grand, but I think to keep it kind of minimalist, this is really nice. And then on their hardware as well, they've kind of personalized it here with their logo, which is a nice wee touch. It just gives you that extra like feel like you are getting a Bellroy bag. Do you know what I mean? You want everyone to know. So I have kind of packed it up for my day-to-day use. Now this is obviously going to be different for everyone, but the front pocket here, you do have some nice custom pillars. Just be careful of what you do have on the top. As you could probably see there, my sunglasses are flopping all out. I have a pair of sunglasses in there. I also have some body spray, the cheap style. I also have a tripod in there, and I have a camera. Now, would I prefer the kind of fleece line material when putting delicate in? Sometimes yes. I mean, if you are worried, you can just pad up your kind of camera gear if you wanted to. Inside is that kind of easy, clean, silky type feel to it. The material is just that water resistance, so even if you are spilling anything in there, then it is easy to just kind of wipe down. Then you do have your key lash here, which is absolutely great, so you can just clip on your keys if you wanted to. You can even shove it in there if you didn't fancy that, but there is enough like give to it here. So I do kind of prefer the retractable one, so you can like swing it out and then pull it back in. But this is what you're given, and you can attach that. It's so much easier to attach it to something like this than if it was like the twirly that you have to keep your fingernails digging into to try and get it to attach. So that's a nice wee touch. I really do appreciate that. And then inside is just the kind of minimal organization. You do have a nice little bit of depth to it. There is just 2 little pockets here. I don't really use that. If I had like my AirPods, then that would be grand for it, but in terms of just chucking everything in, that's pretty much what I do. If you haven't watched my reviews before, I'm not really an organizer. Like, I do appreciate it. Like if it's minimal like that, then I will, but if I can get more out of it by chucking everything in, then I will. Now riddle me this, how did everything fit in a minute ago, and now you wanna not fit? So as mentioned, whatever you have in there will take to the shape of this, so just be aware of that. It might just take away from like the aestheticness of it. And that is the main pocket, the main party of the show. You can bulk that out how you want. And then on the back here, which is really and greatly appreciated, is for a wee secret kind of pocket, because this is going to be the closest to your body, so you know you have that there. And also it has like that little bit of fabric where you can kind of hide away the zip as well.
but you do have a custom puller and the zips really do run nice and smoothly. Now be aware if you are packing out the front like so, this does become a bit of a tight space. Now I do have my purse or wallet, whatever you call it, in there, and it was just a little bit of a tight space. You kind of do have to shove it in, and then that kind of pushes out the back as well. So if you wanted to go for something slimmer like your passport or something, or any kind of cards, if you wanted to take those out and place them in there, then it might be a bit slender for you. Inside there is the same kind of easy, clean, water resistant material, which is super handy if you need to clean in this belt bag. Moving on to the kind of back, it is a bit more padded than it would be on the front. They've implemented that. It's kind of like lined as well. I guess they're giving you some sort of like cushion to you, which is great. We'll get into that in a minute with the fit check. And then you have your adjustable kind of straps here. The hardware is absolutely stunning, and this runs really smooth. Like, they've not just stuck on the ugly seatbelt material. This is quite silky and nicely put together and complements the bag well. They haven't just shoved a black one on there. They've blended it in with the colors, which is lovely. Then you do have your magnetic close here for the strap. And again, as mentioned, the hardware is great. This isn't breaking anytime soon. Then the bottom here, as you are setting it on, if you want to, is well padded too. There is a bit of flexibility to it as well. So just be careful if you are putting this down. I mean, usually you'll be having it on your body or as a wee belt bag. So take what you will from that, but sufficient enough for the padding. I do like how the inside as well is still bright interior. They haven't like made it like a dark hole or anything. They've brightened up the space, so even when you are looking into it, you've got that nice bright interior. And as mentioned, there are some tags of their logo and everything in there, which I'm not a huge fan of tags, but I like the fact that it's stitched onto it, so it's not just like flapping about. And that's that. Look at it, a wee 2 litre, fucking gorgeous. Right, let's get into a wee fit check, comfortability, and how it feels on the female body. So that's it on the front here. Just be aware of what you're wearing and how high you want it. Obviously, you could completely like play about with this and push it down a bit, but I prefer it just a little bit higher for my liking. Now I've got the freaking strap twisted, should be grand. So that's what it's kind of like on top here. I do prefer it like literally on my chin, but you can like kind of curve it around. In terms of comfort, it's really, really grand, to the point. It's not overly heavy, so I've literally nothing to complain about, apart from like if you are worried about the rubbing here, maybe wear a hoodie or something. Then you can swing her on back. Now I prefer them around here now, and I feel like it just goes really well with this outfit actually, don't you think? Stunning. So this is what it's like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". Or you can go for a wee bum bag, fanny pack, belt bag, whatever you want to call it. You have this on front here. There's enough material to kind of play with. If you want to go a bit bigger, if you wanted to kind of suction it in, this is like the lowest point here. And this is what it's like on me. I don't really prefer to have it here, but my like main point is around the back. So that's why I like kind of more anti-theft features. But if you're worried, then you can just place it on the front. But this is what it's like on the front. Really comfortable, to the point, not overly heavy, hands-free, so I can dance. As you can see, for the water test, the water does just run off this, but be aware of just like the sips and stuff if you are standing in the rain for long periods of time. I would be aware or cautious of that kind of seeping through, but for the rest of the bag, it is absolutely grand. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Definite pro is the materials and the hardware. These materials are absolutely fabulous. You're not cautious of the kind of breakage of the hardware, or this being ripped or anything, or this being fragile and kind of flimsy. You've got strong, durable materials, and the hardware is... I do love the subtleness of this, that it can be dressed up and down. You can also opt for the kind of ink, which is a darker color if you prefer that, or also I believe it's either green or blue. I can't remember, but this color is definitely a bit of me. I feel like it matches my outfit. Lovely. This is great also for activities if you wanted to use it for cycling, running, stuffing all your snacks in there, day, night, dancing. It really is versatile in that aspect. And I absolutely love that on the inside, hidden away, I don't want to give it away, but there you are, here it is the Apple kind of air tag that you can put in there. It's very discreet. Takes a minute to find it, but you will.
Okay, some cons, just some things to think about, is that a wee fleece line material, would that have gone amiss? I don't know. I feel like I'm grand without it with this one because it's only a wee 2 litre, but when I'm putting like my camera in there without my pad in, because I've actually lost it at the minute, it'd be nice to know if there was some fleece lining in there that I could shove it in and it would be all nice, especially like sunglasses as well. Like you just want that added protection. But then I do appreciate the water resistant material, so.
One thing is just down to preference is this magnetic close. Over time and as I have like reviewed more bags and everything, I do actually prefer the kind of buckle close. Usually I'm on a rampage about how much I don't like them, but I think they're just a bit more secured than the magnetic ones because easily someone could be like, shoom, and then take your bag. One thing as well on the inside of this front pocket, I probably would have preferred the zips because for whatever reason, if I was to like accidentally keep this pocket open and the things that I have in there would still like be protected, if that makes sense. So I just prefer a kind of more, either more elastic kind of suction to the pocket or a zip pocket. I think with any kind of bag, like I'm very much on anti-theft, is that like even if you could just implement those ones where you just tie it around, like you could literally just get those ones that I think it's like Peak Design where you just open it up and then tie it around the zip and keep that as your puller, so you could just put that around there just to implement something. But you do have your back pocket on this, so if you are worried, just place your more valuable items in there.
For a 2 litre, it is absolutely great for keeping things minimal. It's compact, it's great for just being hands-free and knowing that your belongings are safe. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GVO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag or any of their other bags, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.